The desert planet of Kes-7 was dying, and so was Oliver. He stumbled through the crimson sand, his environmental suit torn at the shoulder, oxygen gauge blinking red. 3 days since the pirate attack. 3 days since his cargo hauler had been stripped for parts and left burning on the dunes. The emergency beacon in his hand had long since gone silent. No power, no hope. That's when he saw her. She lay half buried in a crater, her crystalline skin fractured like shattered glass. Forearms splayed at unnatural angles. Oliver had seen many species in his 15 years hauling freight across the outer reaches, but never one like this. She was beautiful in the way distant nebulas were beautiful. Otherworldly. Impossible dying, her eyes, 3 of them, arranged in a triangle on her elongated face, focused on him with desperate clarity. Water, she whispered, though her mouth didn't move. The word simply appeared in his mind, heavy with need. Oliver looked at his canteen. Half full, maybe enough to get him to the extraction point if rescue came, maybe. He knelt beside her and unscrewed the cap. What are you doing? The telepathic voice was stronger now, tinged with confusion. You need to survive. So do you, Oliver said simply, and tilted the canteen to her lipless mouth. She drank. Not all of it. She stopped him after 3 swallows, her crystalline hand pushing the canteen away with surprising strength. Enough, you are foolish. Been told that before. Oliver sat back, taking a small sip himself. The water was warm, tasted of recycled minerals, and was the most precious thing on this dead world. Why? She asked. Oliver shrugged, wincing as his injured shoulder protested. Couldn't just walk past? I am Diana, she said, pulling herself into a sitting position. The cracks in her crystalline skin began to glow faintly, a soft blue light emanating from within. Keeper of the Meridian Keys, last of my order. Oliver, freight hauler, last of my crew. Diana's 3 eyes studied him with an intensity that made him uncomfortable. You carry the old human quality, the one my people studied for centuries. Compassion without calculation, sacrifice without strategy. She paused. The reason your species terrifies the Concordat. Oliver laughed bitterly. Terrifies? Humans are barely tolerated in most systems. We're the newcomers, the primitives. No, Diana said, her voice reverent. You are the unpredictable variable. Other species calculate risk. You calculate right and wrong. She stood, somehow whole now, the cracks in her skin sealed. The blue light intensified. I was dying. You saved me. This creates a debt my people cannot ignore. I don't want— Come. She extended one of her 4 hands. There is something you must see. Oliver had no better options. He took her hand and the world lurched. They weren't on Kes-7 anymore. They stood in a hangar so vast Oliver couldn't see the ceiling. And in the center, resting on pedestals of pure light, was a ship that made his breath catch. It was massive yet elegant, its hull shifting through colors that didn't have names. The design was both ancient and futuristic. Organic curves melded with geometric precision. Power thrummed from it like a heartbeat, making the air shimmer. The infinitum, Diana whispered. The last world ship of the progenitors. The vessel that seeded civilizations across 300 galaxies. For 10,000 years it has waited here in fold space, waiting for a keeper to prove themselves worthy. Oliver stared. And you're— The keeper? I was a candidate. One of millions across the ages. All of us tested, judged, found wanting. Diana turned to face him, her 3 eyes luminescent. The infinitum doesn't choose the strongest or the smartest. It chooses the one who embodies the quality the progenitors valued above all else. The willingness to sacrifice everything for a stranger. Understanding dawned slowly. Impossibly. No, I'm just— You gave your last water to an alien you'd never met on a planet where water meant life. Diana gestured to the ship. In 10,000 years, across billions of tested souls, only 17 humans have ever been brought before the infinitum. 12 were chosen. Your species comprises 0.001% of the Concordat, yet 70% of the keepers. This is insane. This is why the Concordat fears you, Diana continued. A human with the infinitum could reshape galaxies. Its weapons could sterilize suns. Its knowledge contains the secrets of creation itself. In the wrong hands. She trailed off, then spoke a single word that appeared in his mind like a thunderclap. Yours. Oliver walked toward the ship, each step echoing in the impossible space. He thought of his crew, good people killed by pirates who saw profit in violence. He thought of the colonies struggling at the edge of known space, human settlements barely surviving. He thought of the way other species looked at humans with contempt or fear, never respect. He placed his hand on the hull. It was warm, alive, and it recognized him. Information flooded his consciousness. Star charts, weapon systems, diplomatic protocols, the locations of lost colonies, the weaknesses of the pirate clans. Power beyond measure, his for the taking. I could end the pirates, Oliver said slowly. Protect the colonies. Make humanity matter? Yes, Diana agreed. You could become a conqueror. Many keepers did. Or you could become a guardian. Some chose that path too. The infinitum does not judge. It only serves. Oliver closed his eyes and remembered the weight of the canteen in his hand. The choice he'd made without thinking. Not because it was strategic. Not because it would benefit him. Just because it was right, he withdrew his hand from the hull. No, he said quietly. Diana's eyes widened. No, this kind of power. It doesn't belong to one person. Not even a good person. Oliver turned to face her. I gave you water because you needed it. That's it. That's all it was. Giving me godhood in return? That's not balance, that's escalation. For a long moment, Diana stared at him. Then she laughed, a sound like crystals chiming. You refuse the greatest gift in the universe? I'm refusing the greatest burden, Oliver corrected. What I need is a ride off Kes 7 and maybe some medical attention. Diana approached him, her expression unreadable. Then she bowed. All four arms crossed over her chest. In 10,000 years, you are the first to refuse. Which means, Oliver Hayes, you are the only one truly worthy. She straightened. The infinitum remains in fold space, waiting. But when the day comes that you need it, if you need it, it will answer your call. This is the progenitor's final joke. The weapon chooses those who won't use it. I hate jokes I don't understand. Oliver muttered. You will. Diana touched his shoulder, and they were back on Kes 7, standing beside his broken beacon, but now it was glowing green. Rescue will arrive in 3 hours. Live well, keeper who refused. The galaxies are watching, she vanished, leaving Oliver alone in the crimson desert with half a canteen of water and a story no one would ever believe. Above him, unseen in fold space, the infinitum waited, patient, eternal, his end.